Every great innovation solves a problem. So what problem does cryptocurrency solve? Let's explore the answer to that question, starting with a story. One summer, my family and I went to the cinemas and saw The Big Short, a comedy drama about the Wall Street investors who predicted and then profited from the 2008 global financial crisis. If you haven't seen the movie, the cast is totally star-studded. Christian Bale plays a chaotic, genius Wall Street investor. Ryan Gosling is your quintessential greedy investor with absolutely no moral conscience. Margot Robbie even makes a short appearance to explain the damage caused by subprime mortgages while sipping champagne from a bubble bath. It's a super entertaining movie, albeit with a very clear message. Banks and financial institutions in America caused a huge economic problem. Wall Street detected the problem and then figured out how to profit from the problem before everyone else found out, and it was too late. Many people look back and remember the pain caused by the global financial crisis. Around 8 million people lost their jobs and 6 million people lost their homes. The poverty rate in the United States, the richest first country in the world, increased from 12.5% in 2007 to more than 15% by 2010. In 2 short years, American households lost an estimated $16 trillion in net worth, including savings, real estate value, and pensions. Tens of millions of people suffered. Of America's total 301 million person population, 1/4 of households lost at least 75% of their net worth, and more than half lost at least 25%. Households headed by younger people lost so much more. In fact, some economists speak of a lost generation of young people who, because of the global financial crisis, would remain poorer than all other generations for the rest of their lives. You can only imagine how the global financial crisis affected other people around the world too. In the final scene of the Big Short movie, we learn that Wall Street gets away with everything. Only one banker from Credit Suisse is jailed, and the rest of Wall Street pays themselves out in big bonuses and continues to profit from the misfortune of millions of Americans. The rich get richer, and everyone else is left to deal with the fallout. By this point, people are furious with big banks and Wall Street investors and feel completely unprotected by their own government. The American dream evaporates for many almost overnight. 1 year later, Satoshi Nakamoto creates Bitcoin, a digital currency that is free from Wall Street control and functions completely independently of banks and other financial institutions. It's a pretty crazy invention, considering the entire global economy is propped up by a very formidable global banking system. Alas, Bitcoin didn't appear out of nowhere. It was created in response to a problem, and that problem is the complete and centralized control of money by governments and banks around the world, which has led to some of the biggest economic crises in recent history. The global financial system is complicated and messy, to say the least. Bitcoin was born on the 31st of October in 2008 when Satoshi Nakamoto released the Bitcoin Whitepaper to a group of people who subscribed to the cryptography mailing list. The whitepaper is titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and it outlines exactly how Bitcoin works. Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, captioned his post, "I've been working on a new electronic cash system that's fully peer-to-peer with no trusted third party. In other words, I've found a way for you to transfer funds to me without needing a bank." It's pretty strange to imagine Satoshi Nakamoto's world where technology replaces people, and where instead of having to trust people to take care of our money, we can trust blockchain technology. In fact, Bitcoin is basically one giant middle finger to the entire central banking system. And this is worth noting because, of course, the Bitcoin white paper was released right around the time of the global financial crisis in 2008. In fact, no matter what country you're from, you've probably witnessed or even experienced issues caused by banks and the central banking system. In Australia, for example, a Royal Commission investigation into misconduct in the banking, superannuation and financial services industry found that some major banks continued to withdraw money from dead people's accounts. Another major Australian bank charged customers a total of $216 million for financial services they never provided. Perhaps one of the worst offences was when Freedom Insurance, an Australian insurance company, pressured a 26-year-old man with Down syndrome to sign up for accidental death and injury insurance, plus funeral coverage during a 18-minute phone call in June 2016. Mr. Stewart, the man's father, called Freedom Insurance and told the sales representative that his son was not mentally capable of understanding the terms and conditions of his new insurance policy, and yet Freedom Insurance refused to cancel the policy. Unsurprisingly, dishonesty and greed were cited as the two main reasons for the bank's misconduct. Seeing big banks take advantage of people financially is a pretty sad state of affairs, and it happens far too often here and everywhere else in the world. It's one reason why many of the 1.4 billion unbanked adults around the world choose to remain unbanked. The Global Findex report, published every 4 years and most recently in 2021, found that 23% of unbanked adults choose to remain unbanked because they distrust the financial system. In Europe and Central Asia and in Latin America and the Caribbean, about a third of unbanked adults said they do not have an account because they distrust the banking system. In Ukraine, 54% of unbanked adults listed distrust in the financial system as one of the reasons for their lack of an account. More than 1 in 3 unbanked adults cited the same barrier in Argentina, Bolivia, Bulgaria, Colombia, Jamaica, and Russia, among others. Bitcoin is attractive in many parts of the world where the traditional banking system fails to provide financial security to people. Bank employers, just like every other human, are imperfect, and when you trust people with money, you can expect things to go wrong at one point or another. Not to say it's all bad, but it's certainly not all good for the unlucky majority who live in countries where governments and banks mismanage money. Unlike fiat currency, the currency we use every day, Bitcoin can function independently of a bank or financial institution. Bitcoin can be sent peer-to-peer on the Bitcoin blockchain by anyone, anywhere in the world with an internet connection. There's no bank to store the Bitcoin because you store access to your Bitcoin using a special cryptocurrency wallet. The whole point of creating a digital currency that exists on the blockchain is trust. We don't need to trust people to do the right thing when we can trust the blockchain as a technology to facilitate cryptocurrency transactions safely and securely. Is Bitcoin the answer to our problems? Many people believe that Bitcoin is a great alternative currency or unit of exchange. Others believe that Bitcoin is a better store of value, like gold. Then you have those people who don't believe Bitcoin has a place in the global monetary system at all. We want to present you with all the facts so you can make up your own mind about Bitcoin. We have so much exciting ground to cover, so in the next lesson we'll tell you exactly how Bitcoin came about and how it works. See you then.